All right, we're live. We're live.
All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be building a closet organizer. So you got your long hanging here. You have your shelving here. You can organize that into little bins, fold your shirts, whatever. In this case, this is a guest bedroom, and this is a smaller closet. This closet is 29.5 inches deep. So the largest organizer board I can find is 15 3/4. They make like a 15 3/4 and a 12 inch at my local hardware store, which is Home Depot or Lowe's. So I went with the larger board to try to fill it in. Closet doors are gonna be running about 81 inches, but we have 96 to the ceiling. So I want the top shelf, I'm gonna put it at 79 inches, cut the uprights. So you're gonna be about 80 inches, so then if you wanna put something up on top, you can, there should be plenty of room for that. So let's cut some boards. We're gonna mark 79, leave the line. We're gonna cut 3 upright boards for this closet organizer. I'm gonna make sure I cut them all from the same side. So there's a finished side on the front. The back side is not finished. So I wanna make sure that I always have my finished side forward or vice versa. You can also cut these with a skill saw if you don't have a 12-inch sliding miter saw. I like to use this saw because get a nice good cut. Put your square here. And set the blade right on the side of the line of the piece that I'm not keeping. Bring it out as far as I can. Even with a 12-inch sliding miter saw, it still doesn't get it in one hit. Two more to cut, and we'll meet you. All right, so this is super easy. We've got 3 uprights. We cut at 79 inches. We have 1 for each side. And like I said, when you're making your cut, make sure you're measuring from the same side with the same finished edge or unfinished edge facing you. I like to cut into the finished edge. It seems to work better for me. But I know some people use, they tape it and then they cut into the tape, whatever. Anyways, just to make sure that your cut edge is the same. I put my cut edge, I'll put it on the top this time. Sometimes I put it on the bottom. But I'm putting it on the top because that's the way I stack these boards. And it's a nice clean cut. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fasten one of these uprights to the wall. This side is wood framing. This is a concrete block house, so this is sheetrock on 3/4 inch furring strips. So you're not gonna be able to go more than 2 1/4 in. So I have 2-inch screws for this side, and I have 3-inch screws for here. We're gonna fasten one, we're gonna measure the top, and we're gonna install that. Screws, I like to use a screw that requires a Torx bit, a T25. I feel that you get a lot better bite when you start getting the Phillips screws. The bit jumps around a lot.
Agreed.
So you definitely have the bottom plate for the wall right here in the middle. That's gonna be underneath your bottom shelf as well. So I recommend, if you have someone to help you hold the board, that works out well too. I just eyeball it, go right in the middle. That's tight. Now we're gonna pop one on the top. And this is just to hold it. Once you put the top board in, we'll bracket that and we'll put the middle board in, and the whole organizer will kind of hold itself. So this isn't structural or anything like that, but this.
Yeah, we're on.
Okay, so generally in the corner you should have a stud because they had to screw the drywall to something. So, all right. Now we're gonna take the measurement of the top. 62.5 in the corner. And then out here, we're at about 62 3/4. So the reason for that is, this is a flat wall. I guess it's all flat, but there's more mud in the corner on the drywall than there is in the main area. So 62.5 to 62 3/4. There's plenty of wiggle room on here. We're not gonna get that too technical. It's a closet organizer. So we're gonna cut it. Get 62 5/8 to be nice. So let's double check. 62.5 is the max we're gonna get. So we're gonna cut the top piece at 62.5. Get this locked in. Then we'll put our center board in, and we'll finish up the organizer. So again, we marked the line. We're cutting on the side of the line of the piece that we're not keeping. Put the side, if there is one that doesn't look as good, facing up, because you'll never see it. Yeah, there's the top piece. Now we're gonna put. Then I don't remember if I said it, but only fasten one board. Because sometimes you'll need to take the other board and bring it out at an angle and kind of push it up depending on how much room you have to work and how long this board is. So now that that's up, we're going to do the same thing with this board that we did to that board. Put a screw in the bottom, put a screw up here, we're going to bracket this in, then we're going to put our middle upright in. This is on the block wall, so there's not a 2x4 behind it. There's only a 3/4 inch furring strip. So you can either tap con it or use a shorter screw. I did something smart last time I used these screws. I left a bit in there. That way we don't have to look for a bit. I don't always do that.
That is smart.
Because I think this is like a T15. I don't usually use a Torx 15. So this, man. Let's see if we get something here. This wall is a little bit different because the furring strips are just going to run up and down. There's no bottom plate to catch. So what we're going to do is, it really just needs to hold the board in place. So I'm going to grab one more, put this tight to the wall up top, and then we'll bracket everything in. And if we feel we need to, we'll add some more anchors. Put this in a hole we're not going to use. Just going to hold that there. I want everything flush on the outside. And as you can see, it's touching here. It'll be touching in different areas. Don't overthink it. It's touching on the bottom. There's a gap. And then it's touching on the top. It's whoever mudded the closet. And a lot of times when they're building these houses, the closet is what they care the least about because nobody sees it. I'm not trying to say don't do a good job, but once you build a closet organizer and you fill it out with junk or stuff, clothes, whatever you want to put in there, you're not going to see those small little detail. All right, so I got all this stuff from Home Depot. I got it delivered. It's better than going and fighting the madness. So in this house, I did aluminum black frame windows. I did matte black hardware on the door handles. I did a matte black fireplace. I got stainless steel and black appliances. I got matte black faucets going in. My lighting is matte black. My pot holder is matte black. The hardware of my cabinets are matte black. My name is Matt. But so, for the closet organizers, we went with black hardware. I would recommend, let's say you have gold or brushed nickel or whatever it is. Biggest thing in the house, you want everything to flow. You want everything to just kind of tie in together. So for this closet organizer, we're using black brackets. I've done brushed nickel in the past. In that case, I'd be using like a stainless or brushed nickel bracket. You don't want to change it up. Just keep everything going. I'm going to do 2 brackets per upright. And I'm just going to, I think 4 inches sounds good. So I'm going to do 4 inches up here as well. Phillips number 2. L brackets here. I'm just going to take this bracket, just eyeball it to that mark, so the mark's in the screw hole. Put some tension on top. It might have been a better idea to screw it in this one first. Live and learn. I haven't built an organizer in a couple of years. So we'll learn our mistakes together. Grab one screw to start. Get up close and personal shot. So we measured 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. And we'll do the same with the middle upright. And I'll just keep everything symmetrical and give it a nice clean look. So if there is any imperfections, like if the mud isn't 100% perfect because they're building a closet, your organizer is going to look legit. All right, so we have 61 inches to work with inside this closet. I'm going to split that into 2 sections. So ideally I like to cut, between 30 and 32. That way you get 3 pieces out of a 96-inch board. So for this one, we're going to do one side with long hanging, one shelf on the top, one shelf on the bottom. I like to keep the bottom shelf up just enough to slide a shoebox under. So we're going to cut, like I said, we have 62. So let's go ahead and we'll try and split it right in the middle. We'll cut it 30 and a half. As far as the board width, it's gonna not be perfect, but 30.
Mango, we need to move, Mango. And this is Mango. Mango helps us. Please like and subscribe.
The saw stand actually was inside a house on Fort Myers Beach that was demolished from Hurricane Ian. We mark right at 30 and a half on the line, and we put our blade on the side of the board that we're not keeping.
Everybody else slows down. Keep slowing down. Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and put our pegs in the bottom holes and the top holes. We'll slide our middle board up to it. Now I like to leave 4 holes exposed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it in the 5th hole.
And that's enough room for a shoebox.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's just my preference. Like, whatever you like to store. Same up top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Putting the 5th hole down. Same with this board here. And again, make sure your cut side is the same as the other. Because I find it a little easier just to give it if you need to give it a wipe down before you put it together. So I'm doing the same thing on the middle upright as I did right here. I'm counting 4 holes exposed, putting the peg in the 5th hole from the top and from the bottom. You have different storage needs, you could definitely do it differently, but this is how I like to do it. Job Suba's here, act normal.
Act normal. Had the brewskis.
Alright. Now what I like to do to make sure you have a nice, really good fit. Using, we already cut the shelf boards, put them into place. Didn't paint your closet before you do this, you probably should. It's a good time to do it. Everything is empty. And now that I'm looking at this gap, I'm thinking that we need to bring this shelf down just a little bit more. That's not enough room to really put anything in. Down there it looks good. I like that. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I built one. So that gap is good. And we haven't finished trimming. I'm gonna put a piece of trim underneath that board. I'm gonna put a piece of trim right there. So I wasn't able to finish the trim work until the closet organizer is in. So I'm thinking bring this down so there's 10 inches. I'm thinking that's a good space there. So, and if you're putting yours together and you're like, you know what, that's perfect for whatever you want to put in there. So we'll put an 11-inch hole. So get 2 new ones for here. Take those out once it's fastened. I think that looks like a lot better space. And there's going to be a closet rod here for your long hanging stuff. So now we're going to put our upright brackets here. Now that everything's nice and snug. Keep everything symmetrical, looking the same. 4 inches. Keeps everything looking nice, clean, professional. Your wife will come home and think you hired somebody. But we're going to measure these boards here. So on this side, my plan was just to do shelving. I'm going to have a closet rod here for hanging. You got some storage here you could store on top. You could put a shoe, whatever you want to put underneath, shoes, whatever you want. So what I like to do, I like to match these 2 shelves. It kind of helps hold everything together as well. So this is 29 7/8. 29 5/8. So we'll do corners, like I said, it's going to give you a stronger measurement. Down here, 29 7/8, 20 3/4. We're going to cut two at 29 3/4. We'll cut them all at 29 3/4, and we'll make them fit. The tighter it is, the better it is. It's just going to kind of hold everything together. So, do one here, one there, and then I think I'm going to do 3 shelves in between there. So if we do 1 foot intervals, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 4 shelves there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're going to cut 6 at 29 3/4. So we're doing 6 pieces at 29 3/4. It's going to be a little tight on the inside wall. It's going to push the outer edges of the organizer nice and snug. This is 5. Let's see what 5 looks like. Here, first thing we're going to do is match up the 2 shelf ports we have here. Just kind of tighten up this organizer. Same thing, I like to leave 4 holes exposed on the bottom. Put in hole number 5. If there is a bad side, put that down. There's a little bit of chippage here. I'm going to put that side down. Cut this, it should be a little tight, which is okay. Right, so the top, we put it in an 11-inch hole. Always buy extra pegs in case you drop them. Some of them don't want to go in, and some of them go in really easily. There's the worst side on this, I like to put it up. Nice tight fit. Alright, we have 3 boards left. Originally, I was going to cut 6. I got out there and I cut up the scrap in the partial full I had, and I didn't want to cut. Anyways, this is what we got. We got 3 pieces. So I want to do shelves on this side. We have 61 inches. Start cutting a new piece. So I got 5 pieces cut, and I just did the calculations. They're going to be about 15 1/4 inch spacing, which I think is going to be good. What is it, Mango? What is it?
Mango wants 6 shelves.
You want 6 shelves? Mango, you're on YouTube. Do you know that?
Alright, so you went with 5 shelves?
Roughly 15-inch spacing.
Okay.
Well, the 2 shelves are matching the other 2 shelves to the left of me or behind me, and then filling in between. You want to keep everything flowing? I guess you can do whatever you want. I like to keep everything flowing.
Yeah.
So like my top shelf, I'd rather just keep the top shelf going rather than jumping it up and down. Keep keeps everything nice. Well, you can do that. You can bracket it if you like to, but I mean, this organizer is gonna be nice and tight. All right. So I put the pegs in about 15 inches down. Put a shelf here. Well, so we should have a little over, what do we have left? 45. We have 2 shelves left. Perfect. 15 and 15. Mike, could you hand me a bag of pegs? You see a bag of pegs?
I seen one that got thrown on the floor earlier.
Oh, we have a couple bags of pegs. I put them up here.
Oh,
It's a great spot to put them out of your sight.
let us know in the comments if you saw the pegs up there. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you enjoy these types of videos.
Otherwise, if you don't like them, we're going to stop doing them.
Or we'll do more of them.
Or we'll do more of them. And always remember, your tape measure can be used as a hammer. I think that 15-inch spacing looks really good.
Yeah, that does look good.
Could use a third hand. Second arm is always nice.
Gotcha, bro.
No, I'm alright. Oh, I put that in. Just over 15. One there. Almost done here. This side's gonna be our hanging side. We're gonna install our closet rod brackets and then measure and cut our closet rod. That one worked out better. All right, are we back on record?
We're live.
All right, now we got somewhere to set our stuff down. I bought all my stuff from Home Depot. Well, actually, I got the shelf boards from Lowe's because Home Depot didn't have them. But this is all Everbuilt. I went online. If you order more than 35 bucks worth of stuff, they'll deliver it to you, so you don't have to go to the store and fight the crowd. Okay, so there's no set measurement for this. So I'm just gonna wing it the best I can. Obviously, we're gonna have closet doors, and we don't want our shirt in here. So I'm thinking like right there looks good. So if I were to put the bracket here, I got plenty of room to go over it. So we're gonna go right there. Make a mark in the top hole. For the other bracket, we can make a mark in the bottom hole in the other bracket. So let's do this. I know I want it about right there. I'll make a mark in the bottom hole. We install that one, take a measurement, put the other one on there, then we'll go cut our closet rod. This isn't rocket science, I just use my eye. It's a circle. Just broke the screw off. It's quality stuff there. So do not over tighten. Luckily, the screw I broke off is back here. And I don't think anyone's gonna see that.
I don't think I'm gonna put that in the video.
That I broke the screw up?
Yeah.
That's fine. 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. So that bottom mark was 5 3/4 over by 4 1/4 down. Double check. 5 3/4, 4 1/4. Just snug. You don't want to go too tight, otherwise the screws can break. Had it happen before. All right, for the measurement of the closet rod, on this side in this bracket is where I always put my cut end. It's going to be touching the wood. On this side, the closet rod is actually going to be touching this metal flange, which is about an 1/8 inch thick. So you can't just go tight and cut it at 30 1/2, it won't fit. So I always measure from the inside there to this flange. So we're looking at about 30 3/8. And that's going to be pretty tight. Go cut it.
Live.
So 30 3/8 is very tight in that bracket. So we're going to do it a little differently. I'm going to mark exactly 30 3/8. I'm going to chop that line off, and that's going to give us just a little bit more wiggle room.
Live.
All right, so we have our cut marked here. Like I said, I measured it pretty tight, so we're going to actually cut the line off. I'm going to cut with a 4 1/2 inch metal cutoff wheel with a grinder. You can also use a Sawzall or band. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Here's the way I like to do it.
Go, we're live.
So cutting it with a grinder, you're going to end up with some frayed sharp edges here. I'm just going to turn the grinder back on and clean up the edge. All right, we take our cut edge. Even though we clean up the frayed edges, that just prevents little metal shavings from ending up in your closet, your clothes. You can end up for a bad day if it's in your shirt. So, nice clean cut edge. Could still be sharp. Put in here so it doesn't hit anybody. There you go. And the next one we're going to do is a bigger closet. That's going to have 2 middle uprights. And then the master bedroom is a big walk-in closet that we're going to do.
There you have it, folks. That's how you do a closet organizer.
What do you think?
I think it's good. I think it's good.